Hello friends, I am available with the lecture on the topic political theory, its meaning and approaches. Friends, this is very important topic for your examination, particularly if you are willing to appear for the UGC NET exam. This will be very helpful. So please listen this very carefully and make some notes wherever possible. I have prepared this lecture in English, but I will be translating this into Hindi as well. So let's start with the topic political theory, meaning and approaches. So first of all, we should understand what is political theory. As we all know, political science is the study of state, government, and its institutions. And political science is divided into several sub-discipline. Here we should understand that political theory is the very core component of political science, and without understanding political theory you cannot understand other conceptual things in other paper also. So first of all, what is political theory? Political theory is the study of political concepts like liberty, equality, justice, rights, power, legitimacy, etc. Political theory is a theory about what is political. Always keep in mind that there is a division between private and public. So in political theory, we always focus on the political or public aspect of the things. As the great scholar George H. Sabine, in his book A History of Political Theory, says, it is anything about politics. It is anything about politics or relevant to politics. Political theory is the disciplined investigation of political problems. So from the early Greeks time, when we study Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, etc., we see that in Western political tradition, starting from the Greek period to the end of the 18th century, political theory concerned itself mostly with what political ought to be. And almost during the 19th century and first half of the 20th century, political theory dealt with the nature and structure of government as a decision-making body. So, there are certain characteristic features of political theory. Political theory is sensitive to concepts. Any philosopher, any political theorist, any political scientist should be very sensitive to the concepts. Second thing is, political theory is something which is a rational activity or rational enterprises. Anything a common man you can see in day-to-day life, that almost all the people are able to draw some conclusions on certain political events or political issues. But can we say that those debates at the chai dukan, chai shops, and local gully mohalla discussions can be categorized as political theory? The clear answer is no. because political theory can be categorized or can be understood only if it is irrational, if it is filled up with rational activity. Then the third point is political theory aspire to achieve the truth and it is very objective. Though truth of most theories is context dependent and therefore it is limited to specific times and places. But still, political theory always try to gain certain level of truth and it always try to achieve certain level of objectivity. Next is, if we want to understand properly any thinker, any philosopher, we should first try to understand the statement and assumptions of any thinker in his or her background. As we know, any thinker is the product of its time. Therefore, without understanding his or her background, we cannot understand his political philosophy in its particular context. Therefore, context is very important. Background is very important. Then next feature is, that is fifth feature is, political theory should be, for some extent it should be generalized. It means कि the ideas must be generalized, though it is not universally applicable, but still at least for some time and space it should be applicable. Then next is, political theory must be both speculative and empirical. राजनीतिक सिद्धांत को चिंतन मूलक और अनुभविक दोनों ही क्वालिटी से परिपूर्ण होना चाहिए. Then only we can say yes, this particular statement, this particular idea, this particular philosophy is categorized or can be categorized in as political theory. It must be speculative as well as it must be empirical. So now, what is political? Political word is derived from Greek word polis, that is city states. If we see the Greek society or the philosophy, Greek philosophy, this polis or the city states also refer to the community. Anything done within the community or by the community was considered political. In modern understanding, there is a difference between private and political. Private is something which is related to personal life, religious belief, or spiritual practices of individual beings, while political is where the action done by an individual affects society at large. John Stuart Mill, one of the greatest thinker, greatest philosopher of 19th century, in his famous book on liberty, has made a distinction in self regarding action and other regarding action. And this idea was related to make a distinction between private and public. Now, why do we need political theory? राजनीतिक सिद्धांत की हमें ज़रूरत क्यों होती है? So, to answer this question, we must understand that human lives have to answer certain questions in order to survive. Therefore, political theory gives us several dimensions to study. First is we understanding. Anybody must understand the events, what is happening. So this is understanding. One must clearly understand the events, the phenomena which is taking place, the event which is happening in all around us, at the national level, at the state level, or local level, or world level. Then third thing is, a political theory or political philosopher, political theorist must be able to make certain prediction. Though this prediction is not guaranteed for 100% surety, but for certain extent, political theorist, political philosopher should be able to make authentic prediction. Then ethics is ethics that is the moral principles, is again the important component of political theory. Ethics or moral values cannot be ignored while understanding any event, any issues, any decisions, any policies. Then next is normative. Normative means to establish, or it is related to something or deriving from a standard or norm, especially of behavior. So normative principles is always applicable while we study political science or political theory in particular. Then metaphysical self knowledge. What is this metaphysical? Metaphysical, in Hindi it is called Tattva Mimamsa, and this is relating to the transcendent or to a reality beyond what is perceptible to the senses, जिसको हमारे हमारे सेंस, ह्यूमन बीइंग के सेंस महसूस नहीं कर सकते, या समथिंग विच इज़ बियॉन्ड आवर कॉमन परसेप्शन, कॉमन सेंसुअल अंडरस्टैंडिंग. सो दीज 6 things must contain while we study political theory. Now, what is the scope of political theory? There are basically 3 aspects of this issue. That there is empirical statement, anubhavik. Empirical means anubhavik, which is based on or which is concerned with or which can be verified by observation or experience rather than theory or pure logic. That is called empirical idea, empirical statement. Second is, it must be based on logical statement. That is, it must be based on some reasoning, तार्किकता, तर्कशीलता. Third is evaluative statements, मूल्यांकन, evaluative statement, that is value judgments. So these 3 type of statements are studied under the scope of political theory. Now, some important concepts must be kept in mind. These important concepts like logical positivism. What is this logical positivism? So you must have heard the name of Max Weber, the great German sociologist. The idea of logical positivism was founded by Max Weber and the members of Vienna Circle, particularly scholars like Ludwig Wittgenstein. This logical positivism means reliable and valid knowledge in any field of inquiry can be obtained only by empirical method, observation based on sense experience. Observation which can be based on sense experience. Then the second concept is empiricism, Anubhavvad. This is called Anubhavvad. This empiricism is the theory that all knowledge is based on experience derived from the senses. It developed with the rise of experimental science in the 17th and 18th centuries, and this empiricism was propounded by great philosophers like John Locke, George Berkeley, and David Hume. Then the third concept is rationalism. Rationalism. This rationalism is the practice or principle of basing opinions and actions on reason and knowledge rather than on religious belief or emotional response. The great French philosopher René Descartes, who wrote "I think, therefore I am," is considered the father of rationalism. He believed that eternal truths can only be discovered and tested through reason. So these 3 concepts, these 3 philosophy, these 3 schools of thought must be kept in mind while we study political science. So now the last part of this discussion is the difference between ideology and philosophy. What is the difference between Vichardhara and Darshans? So what is this ideology? Ideology, Vichardhara, is a set of belief, ideas and arguments used to defend an existing social system or particular organization. Ideology is also a proposed statement to change the status quo. It must be supported by large number of people and hence it has to be accepted. So ideology is something which is different from philosophy, because philosophy is refers to looking at life in a pragmatic manner and attempting to understand why life is as it is and the principles governing behind it. So the purpose of any philosopher is to seek knowledge for the sake of wisdom and truth, whereas an ideologue's sole aim is to advocate and enforce his or her ideology wherever he can. So we should understand that ideology is something which is rigid, while philosophy gives space for modification. Ideology, it is very hard to challenge the ideology. It is very hard to point out certain things against this ideology, but a philosophy always welcomes the modification space. Therefore this is the difference between ideology and philosophy. So this is the basic idea of political theory. Now in my next lecture I will talk on the debates of decline of political theory and resurgence of political theory. Thank you for watching, and if you like this lecture, please share it, subscribe it and watch it. Thank you. Bye bye.